Oh, fuck. Well, boys and girls, this one is going to be the worst list yet. I'm not going to kid you. It's going to be bad. It's actually not going to be that bad. So yeah, if you haven't lived under a rock, a lot has fucking happened today. Or not today. Why did I say it today? It's been a long week. A lot has happened this week with teams. I don't even know what happened, to be completely honest. Yeah. Hope everyone's had a good week otherwise, though. Rum. Joking. Again, for TPO Lite or smaller team formats, it's gonna be the same. They're finally playing TPO Lite playoffs. I don't even know when those matches are even supposed to be scheduled, but you know, it's I don't know. Like, these will change, and I'll have a proper 1, 2, 3 for those teams. So I'm gonna get away the I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. I'm gonna do the top 3 and then 10 through 12, and then we're gonna work through the middle 9. The middle 9 is, I'll explain when that happens, because I kid you not, I have to give reasoning of why I chose teams where they are. And I think you'll be a little bit surprised. So 1 is, you know, not going to be that hard for me this week. I have Legion back at 1. The reason why they jumped Taco this week, Merc has become Merc. The reason why Legion has become 1 this week is due to the fact they 5-0'd first. Now, this is first at, you know, when they were actually first with everybody in first. This was pre whatever the fuck happened this week. And they did have them, I believe, 5th last week. So, you know, 5-0ing them, I think, in 87 minutes is pretty good on Utah Beach, I believe. And then they also beat 6th, who I think, 3 last week as well. They won 4-1 on Utah as well. I'm saying as well a lot. Stop the rankings. Taco, I have 2. Nothing more. I don't even know I think they played Merc and Summit. I think they played Merc and Summit, yeah. I don't know if they played a TPL match last week, but I think they 5-0'd Merc. I don't even know how fast that match was. It wasn't streamed, sadly. But all the games at Summit, for the most part, are going to be streamed, unless teams decide to not want to play the game. But we'll get past that. And then 3, I have 6th. They, unfortunately, them and Legion cannot play their Friday match last week due to 6 not getting numbers, and then Legion as well beating them the next day. I don't really have them changing anything else, to be completely honest, because I would have dropped them the 4th, but with that, whatever happened with HLE in first and whatever the fuck everybody else, that I kind of had to bump them up to 3rd. That's just, remember, it's just fucking Nah, it's finals now, just mandatory streaming that. Oh, I thought everything. I thought playoffs were all streamed. Anyways, 10th, 12th, 10th, and 11th. I don't know numbers. I kind of have these fucking just everywhere. I just have these three still. I'm pretty sure 9May lost the Rofs. I don't know if Lep played or 101A. I'm not caught up with any of these teams for the most part, except for really 9May and Lep. I'm just not going to change anything too drastically because the rest of the list is absolutely a shit show. It is so bad, but it's not that bad because you'll find out. So at 9, it's still going to be 3-5. They did get 5-wood by HLE in like, I don't even know, like 60 minutes, 55 minutes, something like that. I still think they're, a top 10 team. They just got to redefine some things, come up with a slightly better strategy. But that's just my take on that game. They still go toe-to-toe with other teams as well. Didn't Lep get smacked recently? I have no fucking clue. I've been too busy this week with other stuff. Like I haven't even made my my Summit recap plays of the week video yet because I've just been busy with work, and then I usually do that on Mondays, but I start working out on Mondays, but I was just absolutely slammed this week. But 8, if I can find your team name, Rofs. I like I said, I have to kind of explain 4 through 5 or 8 before Rofs. Happy. We're playing Faz after this. I'm telling that right now. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm busy. I'm not waking up. I can't do that 2:30 again. Fuck that, dude. That was so bad. I felt so bad. 7. I have Merc. I think Rum just saw that. What the? You'll kind of explain. Like the thing is, you guys got like. I think. Oh my god! I feel like people just need to play each other more, but it's so hard to do from week to week. You really can't do that. Yeah, I just have Merc at 7. They haven't changed. If you think about it, I'll just kind of release the rest of the list. I do have Envision at 6. This was basically first as comp team, and I'll explain why. And then I do have HLE 4th. The reason why I have HLE 4th is I think they're still a good team. Like, yeah, they lost a lot of players. A lot of their players did go back to Merc and Envision. A lot of like old friends basically reconnecting back after a few weeks and months. But I feel like HLE is still a good fucking team. Like, I don't care what anybody says. I still think they're going to be a top 4 team. We have to see that obviously this weekend. I can't really rank teams based on what players that they get, because just because you quote unquote get like a lot of superstars does not mean you're going to be a good team. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like it happens in real life sports too. Unless you're the fucking Warriors with Kevin Durant. Yes, Rofs needs to play more teams. You are playing HLE this weekend. You guys haven't played that yet. They played technically last night, Rum. They are all X first. That's why I have them at 5th. They are all X first. That's why I rank them 5th. Like I said, this is the worst list I've ever made. Take it with a grain of salt. And the reason why I have them above Envision is not really technically due to the scrim. I'll get to that in a second, Nukes. The reason why I don't have them, or the reason I do have them above Envision, is not really because of the scrim last night that they played, because obviously they had like some fill-ins from LGN. It's still basically the X first team for the most part. Rum, it's the same team. Okay, but you can't really... A Wednesday night's... Okay, I also have to say this. A scrim is I'm putting scrims like aside, because if it's a weekday scrim on a Wednesday night during like the busiest month of the year for the most part for everybody in the world, that literally that holds less weight than a game on a weekend, on like a Saturday or Sunday or even Friday night. Like a Wednesday scrim, it's just kind of like, you know, you're feeling the waters, you want to get like a little bit of a sweat going, kind of like, it's basically a better version of like midweek madness. That's basically what, you know, Wednesday scrims are, in my personal opinion. You guys can also call me, by the way, too. I really don't give a shit. I might not actually see it because I have to bring up this. Hold on. Oh, what the fuck? That's kind of like the main reason why, is just because like it's basically the entire first team roster on Exodus. Obviously, they're gonna like go through some things. If it was based on what you said, Ram, about based on the players that they got in, I would probably put them, I guess, 8th. Like I would do this. Like if I was to do that, like go off of what I actually 100% said, it would be that, in my personal opinion, just because they haven't played a true comp game. But, you know, they're still basically first. But if I'm going off, you know, history, they are basically the entire first comp roster. I don't know what the status of what first is currently right now. That's why I don't have them on this list. So you have to keep that in mind too. I wouldn't really rank HLE or Merc above Merc 5th. Maybe I could. Like 5 through 8 is always going to be the hardest in my opinion, because I could also do this. I think this is what you exactly said. I could also do that. I know people are going to be screenshotting this shit like no tomorrow too. I already know it. You guys can also Discord call me. I do not care. But I'm gonna stick. Oh my fucking god. These are taking forever to move. The problem, Joe, is I have to see them play better. Obviously, like 1 and 2 are pretty well, like you're saying in the chat. 1 and 2 are basically locked, in my opinion. You can, you know, debate swap them. I feel like 3 is definitely 6th. 4, I have to put HLE because I still believe in them. Like, it sucks that what happened with them, and as well as first. But obviously we're past that now. But I still believe they're a top 4 team. I don't think anybody should count them out. Not even the top 3 teams or anybody behind HLE in these rankings. Like, no one should count them out. They still have a lot of really good talent. They did lose a lot of talent. It's like I said, like what happened this week really put through a fucking wrench into everything. Yeah, if you guys beat HLE, so like I'm gonna pretend Rofs beat HLE and like everything goes, yeah, if like Rofs beat HLE, I would probably do this. Now again, I don't know who plays in TPL this weekend. I would probably do this. Like, I would do that if Rofs beat HLE, 100%. If Rofs beats HLE, this is what it's going to look like next week. Yep. Rom, I can just do this too. But like I said, HLE will be in 4th until further notice, in my opinion. I still think they're a good team. I know a lot of the Season 1 and 2 guys are coming back. Actually, I could probably swap Merc and Envision, but... There you go, Rum. Off the board. Like I said, this is all for fun. There's no love loss. I don't even know what that means. I'm drinking a lot of water. So are these rankings taking into account players gained or lost? No, they're not. It would be, but because Exodus basically, or Exodia, I don't know how the fuck you guys pronounce your name. I need like a translator or transcriber. The reason why I do have them there is just because they're basically the entire first comp team, so I just threw them there just to be safe. I'm not gonna put Envision above yet because yeah, they did have a scrim, and yes, they did lose 4-1 to Exodus / Legion. If it was, how would you rank them? If it was based on who they got, that's pretty difficult. Because I don't know who the full names of who got who, because Snow hasn't released his fucking updated fucking list. But based on what I've seen, it would probably be this, to be completely honest with you. It would be that. If it was... Oh god, Joe's calling. What, Joe? What do you want?
Alright, Mr. Wake. Let me come in here.
Oh god.
Why? If we're not doing rankings, right? HLE should still be 3 technically.
They were 4 last week.
But they beat 6. I don't understand why you think that
they lost. They literally, after I think the last win other than 3-5 this past weekend, the last win they had was on the 10th of November, and that was against Lep. They didn't win a single game until this past weekend. Until then, they lost to Legion, they lost to Taco twice, and they lost to 8th / Envision in the DMT final. I really don't count that because that's obviously whole separate world. That's why I had to drop them, because they did lose 3 games in a row. Granted, I will say
above
the
6.
top 2 teams.
Yeah, I mean, they lost to the teams that were above 6, which doesn't make them worse just because they lose to them. I think if we're doing it from what without player loss, then HLE, in my opinion, should be 3. But realistically, I mean, what was it? 25 people left HLE?
I think it's
something
25
like
to 30. I don't know the exact number.
I mean, I would even depending on I don't know if they've got their rosters back, right? I wouldn't know that, but I would put them 8th, dude. It's 25 to 30 of their top players. That's a huge impact on their team.
Active players, I will say that.
Yeah. Unless they've got all of those replaced, I don't think. I think Frost would even beat them. Maybe, I don't know. Merc got all of their players.
That's why this whole list is scuffed, because of what happened this week on Monday. That's why this is all fucked up. But people keep saying, where are the rankings? I'm like, I don't fucking know how I'm gonna rank this shit. Do I rank it how they gain people, how they lose people, actually what they last played? It's up for discussion of where the full, like, basically I guess 3 through 8 lies, because I feel like 1 through 2 is fine, and so is 9 and down. I mean, you could debate 10, 11, 12 with other teams that aren't on the list, but I really don't care
Yeah.
too much. But 4 through 8 is just fucked. And Caparzo says it good. How you win / how you lose matters too. And all of HLE's losses, when they did have those people, also were all 3-2 losses against the top 2 teams. All of them, on at least the ones against Taco, are in offset points, but that were also in Taco's favor. So,
So you won against Merc on St. Mary Église. You had advantage cap point. Merc, like, got airheads inside the church. Like, they actually really gave you a really good fight. But now Merc has got a bunch of better players. They got a lot of their players back. They got a lot of players from HLE. So, like, I can't see, unless Ross has had a huge change that I'm not aware of, I can't see Ross getting that close, or beating Merc again. Especially if Merc gets an advantage point. Like, if Merc gets a nice point, I don't think you're going to be able to break him down. Respectfully, of course, as always.
I think the rest of the season is kind of scuffed for both leagues as far as me doing these rankings, because like Exodus, Exodius, I don't know how to fuck Joe. How do you pronounce the new team? Exodus. Okay, Exodus. Yeah. I don't know how to fucking pronounce her name. They're gonna be obviously not gonna, or like they can really only play scrims until the new season start. So they're kind of just gonna be floating based on how other teams around them do. HLE, I hate to say it, but they probably will struggle the rest of the seasons in TPL and Summit. I don't know. Yeah. Merc, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Summit between them and Taco. I heard they forfeited. I'm not saying more than that. But I feel like in TPL that they could, give a run at Taco in there, or Legion as well, or Envision. Envision, I don't know how the TPL Caparso. I don't know if is Envision eligible for the, like, I don't know if we're doing platinum playoffs or what are we doing for playoffs for TPL. Is it top 2 in each division play in semifinals and then finals? I feel like that's what it is.
This is TPL?
Yeah, I don't know. TPL.
Didn't they make an announcement about new teams being able to sign up?
Yeah, that's due to the first HLE and Exodus situation.
So
it's because Trill made a new team. That's why they extended it out. And maybe if the team missed it, I keep getting this fucking Razor Cortex fucking notification. But as far as like this season goes for TPL, I don't know if can Envision make it to playoffs for like the top like 4 as far as their standings are. Unless
I wouldn't know.
Unless First actually forfeits, I think they might not make it. But yeah, this, no matter how I put the 4 through 8, it's just gonna be fucked.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll put Legion in TPL 8.
Yeah, that makes it better. The other thing, I would put Taco over Legion. Like, I know why you've done it, because Taco, like, they haven't played, like, Legion played their games, but I would still, I think Taco should be number 1 over Legion. I mean, they held 90 minutes. It was an advantage point.
Yeah, but the reason why I put Taco or Legion above Taco this week is because when First was basically first, how we knew it was before this week happened, they did win 5-0 in 87 minutes, and then Legion also 4-1 6th as well. So
I think Taco could have 5-0'd first, and I think that maybe 6 it might be a 3-2. I don't know, but I don't know. I still rate Taco, man. I think they're number 1.
I feel like those two teams have to play again, Taco and 6th.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to the point where I would actually like to see just everybody play. Like it, there's so many changes. It's like there'd be so many interesting matches to see where people stand now. You know, with Exodus, Envision, Six, HLE, Merc, Ross. Like, where do they stand? We don't have. There's been so many changes. It's like,
Well, it's also there's been like so many dropouts too. Like
yeah,
in both leagues, and like I know like some of the teams aren't like the best teams in the world, and like it's not expected that some of these teams that make it to these leagues like to win it all. Like it's just how it works, but it leaves gaps in a lot of things just in general, but especially my power rankings that is absolutely fucking gonna be cooked.
so is this rankings you've got now that their current teams in the position you think?
As far as that, yes. The only difference I could basically see would be me swapping out or moving up Merc and Robs and bumping Exodus down to 8.
Exodus.
Yes. I don't know who the fuck
Did
is
you
on their team.
Did you see their tankers? Did you not watch their tankers? They dominated against Envision tankers. They absolutely dominated. They had like 3 tigers on the board their last game in the
Okay,
friendly.
Joe, if it was up to you, well, okay, we're gonna hold on.
Envision and Exodus are so close. I will say Exodus did get a little bit carried.
We're doing your rankings now. Who do you have one? Taco? Okay.
I put Taco 1, Legion 2nd, Six first, 4th I
Fourth?
think. Yeah, put Envision at 4th, 5th
Okay.
Exodus.
5th Exodus. Okay. Who do you have 6th? Merc?
Oh, I don't know. Merc, yeah. I
Merc,
keep
Robs,
Merc.
HLE.
And I would put HLE just above Roths, simply because I want to see Roths play one of those teams. Sorry, Rom, you're staying at 8.
Well, Robs and HLE play this weekend, so I guess we'll find out. And then 9 through 10, I don't care what you do.
I don't care.
All right,
either.
here's Joe's rankings. I'm screenshotting it. There we are.
All right, hate me. I'm out of here, boys. See.
Joe's ranking. I'm gonna go back to my initial list. I think it was this. I think it was that. You guys are always feel free to call if you want. Yeah, I know Legion carried them as far as just infantry, but Joe does have a point about the tanks. Exodus or EXO, I should just call them EXO. Exodus's tanks did dominate the battle, like hands down. So yeah, even though I don't even know who won in Arties. I think Envision won in Artie kills as well. Well, can't rank teams based on performance of their old team regardless of who they got in. True. That's why I don't have Exodus above anything else, because since they got their transfers in, they played in a scrim that was a coalition scrim on a Wednesday night. And that's where I say Exodus was missing some players, because it was a Wednesday night in the busiest month of the year. That's why like this week's is kind of like scuffed. Like I hope people take this with a grain of salt. At the end of the day, this doesn't mean jack shit. Because all for we know, fucking 5ID could come back and raise hell. Yeah, but Exodus Rum was old first. Basically, the entire first comp team started a new team. So I basically called that first. So Exodus is basically first. If you guys do 35s, you'll get ranked in the top of TPL 8. I'm giving you guys 5 minutes. You have until 35 to call. I still believe in HLE, just at the end of the day. I still believe in them. I don't care what anybody says. They're still a good team. They're still a very good team. But obviously, we'll find out. Like next week's list on Monday, because I'm gonna do these on Monday nights now. Just didn't this past week because of the absolute chaos that fucking happened, and I didn't know how to really do anything. It's just hard when like basically two teams decide to, I guess, quote unquote collapse, but HLE didn't really collapse. Yeah, I feel like Merc and Envision will be top 5. Yeah, I'm depressed with HLE. I still like those guys. Like, no matter, like, I don't have a problem personally with anybody on any team. I think a lot of the HLE guys, despite what happens on Discord, like if you put Discord down and actually just play and hang out with like anybody from any team, like they're pretty good, genuine people in my opinion. They're pretty funny. They're pretty chill. They're pretty cool. Except for maybe Taco. I've talked to maybe like 5 Taco guys in my entire life. Like in game. I'm just gonna screenshot that. Again, once this next weekend's matches happen, there's gonna be a lot more movement, especially with HLE, Rofs. I don't know if Merc plays anybody on Sunday. I don't know. Even if like a team loses, like if Rofs probably like 3-2s gets 3-2'd by HLE, I might move Rofs up depending on how the game goes. That's why we want games to be casted, people, because I actually want to see how the game goes. Maybe it's a situation where Rofs holds mid for 87 minutes and then they somehow lose to HLE's Blueberry Push. Merc plays Lep. I don't know if does Envision play anybody this weekend. I have no idea. I know 6th and 1st were technically supposed to play, but obviously that's not gonna happen anymore, sadly. Actually, I don't think Envision can make it to playoffs. I think they were 4th. And now if 1st can't finish out the season... Bear Jew. That's good for going down in the power rankings though, like. Oh, it's fucking hard. This was the hardest list to create other than week 1. Because week 1 I tried to bring as much stuff as I could. Only top 2 in each go to playoffs. Okay, so probably Legion and 6 will make it to the playoffs. So Exodus won't make it to any playoffs, and I assume it's probably Taco and HLE. To finish that out from each main division. And then obviously Summit will conclude out in just, I think, over a month's time. Yeah, I just think we gotta wait for this last round to wrap up. But that's gonna do it for this power ranking stream. This was absolutely fucking scuffed. This list is atrocious to some, I know that. I might get some angry DMs, especially from the Envision people. Rum's not happy. Ooh, LGM plays HLE. Six plays Taco. Winners plays each other. Interesting, interesting. I don't know. It'll be interesting the rest of the season, and then going into the next season, what teams will play. But I'm gonna end it there, everybody. I'm gonna go play some Phasmophobia. New update. So I'll catch you guys all later. Have a good night, everyone. Cheers.